Hi everybody, welcome. Hello YouTube land. This is supposed to go live in a couple minutes. I just want to take this time to remind everybody that I'm using this footage under fair use and therefore there will be commentary. So if you find that annoying or don't like that, please find another video. Okay. To everybody that is returning, welcome back. I found something to hop on here about. It should be starting anytime. It's supposed to start now. Good evening, Bob. It's good to see you. Hello. I'm waiting for this thing to start. I don't know. This is something Fox News put out that they're going live with, so. Oh, they're going to be in so much trouble if she did. If she told them he hit her and they let them go. Ooh.
A little bit later in the program, I'm Andrew Pratt. We're going to take a quick 2-minute commercial break. When we come back, we'll be in special continuing live coverage of the Gabby Petito case. New body camera footage is being released just moments ago. We have obtained it here of that interaction with Moab, Utah police on August the 12th. We're going to air that in its entirety. We're going to have more on that in just 2 minutes.
That's nice of them to go live right before they go to commercial. I always got a lot of fans on. That was a good video, Bob. I like that you just put out about the playground. That was fun. This was supposed to start at 10 p.m. The news is always so accurate. We're going to start at 10. Wait a minute. Raw, unfiltered, non-stop breaking news.
And welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. Nice. I'm being joined by my colleague Daytona Everett in the newsroom with some breaking news developments in the Gabby Petito case and the search for Brian Laundrie. Daytona, we're getting some new video in from the Moab, Utah Police Department. Isn't that right?
Yeah, one piece of the puzzle that is being put together in this investigation into the disappearance of Brian Laundrie and the relationship between Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito. It was a huge development when we got that body camera footage out of Moab, Utah, which is one of the locations that the couple was going through on their cross-country trip. Now, we want to start off first because this is a timeline and it gets confusing sometimes. We want to start out first with the 911 call that was made by a person out in Utah saying that reportedly Brian Laundrie was seen slapping Gabby Petito. Let's play out that audio real quick.
Hi, can you hear me, sir? Yeah, I hear you. All right, I'm calling. I'm right on the corner of Main Street by Moonflower, and and we're driving by, and I'd like to report a domestic dispute, Florida with the white van, Florida license plate, white van, gentleman, 5-6 years. They just drove off. They're going down Main Street. They made a right onto Main Street from Moonflower.
You know, what were they doing?
What do you say?
What were they doing?
We drove by, and the gentleman was slapping the girl.
He was slapping her?
Yes, and then we stopped. They ran up and down the sidewalk. He proceeded to hit her, hopped in the car, and they drove off.
So Daytona, this all happened on August the 12th. And now, according to this new body camera footage released and obtained by us from Moab, Utah Police, it's corroborating this 911 call that indeed Gabby admits in this phone call to officers that Brian Laundrie hit her.
Yeah, Andrew, this is so important. We want to make this distinction because up until this point in time, we've only had the body camera footage from one vantage point, from one of the officers that responded to the scene. And during that body camera footage, which was about an hour long, at no point did it say that Gabby Petito was the one who was being slapped. It was always confirming that Brian Laundrie was the victim in this case and that Gabby Petito was the aggressor. But this body camera footage might be flipping the script, just like that 911 call.
Yeah, and like you said, this is from a second police officer who responded to this call of a domestic altercation between Gabby and Brian. We're going to play it out in its entirety from the very beginning.
I would mute, then you couldn't hear it. Darn it. Looks like this computer was red.
How's it going? How are you doing? Good. Hey, we got a call about a male hitting a female and the two of them getting in this vehicle and taking off.
So I don't want to try to defend myself by saying anything. I pushed her away, so she gets really worked up. And when she does, she swings and she got her cell phone in her hand, so I just trying to push her away. But you're going to be able to tell my guys here. What's that?
Wow.
Yeah, for if no face medical, let us know if we need to get that way. It's not being more aggressive. Just unfortunately, this probably they're going to get nervous cars because these low cars are going to get traffic. He dealt with her very clear. Got some marks on this chin and his right eye. Is she in my car? Yes. This isn't my car. Oh, she is in here. Oh, you got a lock in. Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back.
Hey, how are you? My name's Eric. I'm with Moab Police. What's your name?
Gabby.
Gabby, how old are you?
I'm 22.
What happened? What's going on?
I'm having a very stressful morning.
Yeah. Is this your husband or boyfriend?
My fiance.
Fiance? Is he a pretty good guy?
Yeah.
What happened over at Moonflower?
Well, I was just really stressed this morning, trying to get a lot of work done, and I was apologizing to him. I had thrown a bunch of stuff in the bag, all our bags are back there, and I was just apologizing. I was like, I'm sorry that I get so stressed out. I was sleeping and I was like organizing stuff, and sometimes it's a mean attitude, but I'm not trying to be mean about the screaming things like stuff. So I So our goal was to come here and come refill our water.
Are you guys living out of the van right now on travels?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it was just really.
So what happened after he locked you out? That's when you took a breather.
Well, he walked away to go take his own breather, but I wanted to sit in the car because all my stuff was in the car. I had to run my bag. I was working on something at the moment in the car, and he told me to just relax for a second, and I didn't want to relax, so I got mad. I don't need to be mad.
No, what happens? Then what happened? After you got back?
And I told him to drive me to get water because I didn't thirsty.
Yeah? Is there something on your cheek here? Looks like, did you get hit in the face? Kind of looks like something like hit you in the face. And then over on your arm, your shoulder, right here. That's new, huh? Have a new mark?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Can I see the other side of your face? So, what happened here and here?
I'm not sure it was I was just trying to get in the back of the car and his backpack went back.
So the backpack got you? So there's two people that came to us and told us that they saw him hit you. There's two people saying that they saw him punch you. We're just independent witnesses by Moonflower.
What's on the outside? I'm going to first.
Where'd you hit him?
I slapped him.
You slapped him first? And then just on his face?
Shut up.
How many times did you slap him? And then what? And his reaction was to do what? He just grabbed you? Did he hit you though? I mean, it's okay if you're saying you hit him, and then I understand if he hit you, but we want to know the truth if he actually hit you. Because
I guess, yeah, but I hit him first.
Where did he hit you? No, don't worry, just be honest.
Like, grabbed my face. Like, I guess. He didn't hit me in the face. Like, he didn't punch me in the face or anything.
Did he slap your face or what?
Well, he grabbed me with his nail, and I guess that's why I definitely have a cut right here, because I could feel it.
Yeah.
It burns. But,
okay. So has he been drinking?
no, we don't drink.
Okay. What was up with this driving? This officer said he hit a curb.
I
While you're driving?
well, he was driving.
While he was driving, you were hitting him?
Not a lot, but yeah.
But that was distracting him while he's driving? Are you sure?
Only for like a second, only because I saw the light come on, and I kind of looked up.
Did you already tell him all this?
I didn't get that far into it. She was hyperventilating.
She's saying that they don't drink, but at the point when you let them up.
You don't drink or anything. I was yelling at him, and then when he turned the lights on, I kind of punched it up like there's an
So
idiot.
she's saying what hit the curb. You said it was Gabby? I'm sorry, I'm really bad. It was Gabby?
Yeah.
You okay, Gabby? Do you have medication for anxiety you take? You take any medication for any
I just do yoga.
try to meditate stuff? But you tend to have a lot of anxiety and stress.
I have a lot of anxiety.
And what's his name? Is it Brian? Is he usually pretty patient with you?
Yeah, but it just makes me upset. I know anytime it's frustrated with me a lot because I have a lot of anxiety, and he definitely has anxiety too.
Well, that could be a bad combo if you both have anxiety. I have anxiety too, and my girlfriend's really, really calm, and she has a way of taking my anxiety and bringing it down. But my ex-wife, that's why she's my ex-wife, I'm just sharing, I know it's a little personal, but to help you understand, we would feed off each other's anxiety and spiral. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter how much I loved her. It may be bad for your soul. Just saying. I'm not telling you what to do with your life, but if you know you have anxiety, look at the situations you can get in. You know what I mean? And we're not here to be mean to you or anything. Well, there's a first time, and then it usually. We'll see what Brian's saying, but I think you've heard everything now from. You said you were hitting him. You want to come stand in the shade? Speaking of oh man, yeah, I know the struggle. So you don't drink or anything? No. Okay. So you were talking to these officers, and I don't mean to butt in. I just felt kind of bad for you. Maybe let me just stand here. You'll have one shot.
weirdo ducking down. But
No, I know how it
with
is.
a big sombrero.
Well, from when I first got here, we were more worried about what kind of a guy you are from what we heard. But in talking to your girlfriend, it sounds to me like maybe this is not so clear cut. So, did you already give a statement to this officer?
The gentleman here.
Yeah. This gentleman noticed that you had some marks on your neck. Yeah. And she's got some marks on her too. We're just trying to figure out what all happened. And I know you probably already told your story. But this officer's probably going to be the one handling the whole case. Do you want to listen to what he has to say? And then you tell him what happened, will you? If you don't mind.
Sorry, beginning from you.
See if it sounds the same.
It's really car. Get this noise out here.
What's up now? It's on.
The flies here, like, around
This officer's better than the other one.
Thank you.
He's keener.
Oh, no. Apparently they don't even drink. She says that he hit the curb because when the officer drives turn his lights on, she started punching him. Because of the trouble. Yeah, he can drink some water. Thanks. Super cold, but maybe. You want Gatorade? You want water? I got some water.
Yeah, you want
Prefer water?
I'm sorry, I only drink water.
I don't blame you. Okay. She says that she only drinks water. No, you can talk to her. She seems like a really sweet girl, 22 or something, has a lot of anxiety, and from what she's claiming, she's the full-on aggressor here. I'd love to go talk to the independent witnesses, and maybe that's what I'll go do. Yeah, there's a couple waters. Here's this guy. You might need that for someone else.
you want another rings. Rings. I was on these men. I didn't want to go anywhere. I like pictures. I don't have my phone. I don't have a phone. So she goes off without me. It's all right. I'm on my own. So I was saying, let's just go for a walk. And she was trying to get the keys to make sure this going in. Swing back up. I didn't get. I don't pursue. I didn't get it. I didn't get what we're getting. I was just trying to keep away and not doing it. And then I got really loud, and then that's funny. Back up, get away, skin you.
Okay, so you said you pushed her to create some distance on this, right?
What happened after that? What kind of snack?
Okay, Google. Police, how are you? Hey, we got this van stopped where we've separated the male and the female, and we got both of their stories. Now that we're not looking for them so intensely, I was just wondering if you had a minute, just kind of repeat to me what it is exactly you saw.
No problem, sir. Yeah, so I was walking with my friend off the street near the Forest Service building, and I just noticed that this couple was sort of arguing a bit. And, I wasn't staring at them, but it kept my attention. And what I noticed is it seemed like they were sort of squabbling over a phone. I want to say that he was trying to grab her phone, and I'm not sure exactly why. And then it seems like he had sort of blocked the white side of the van and sort of wasn't letting her in. And then the male was stepping into the driver's seat. And she was trying to get into the van, and he said something about why you didn't know me, something like that. And remember he sort of hit him a few times, and it wasn't like blood in the face, but just kind of like just getting kind of fighting. And it reminded me of very picture, I don't know, children sort of fighting. But there seemed like something was off, it seemed like a weird vibe. And eventually he's like, he crawled into the driver's seat, sort of like got into the vehicle over his lap, sort of forced her way in, I guess. And then they were in the car and then they drove away. I wasn't sure what the nature of the argument was or what. It just seems like there's some sort of disagreement and sort of like shutting. I don't know why she would have entered through the driver's door. I thought that was strange. So I thought about calling it in, but as soon as I walked in this bar, another gentleman was already calling it in. So I was like, no, good on you. That turns it off. I wasn't in that situation, but that's what I saw. And if there's any other specific questions, I'm happy to try to answer.
Did you ever see the male strike the female?
I would say that I think I saw maybe a foot or so, but not like a full-on touch to the face or anything.
Was the shove was the shove or push an aggression towards her, or was it a defensive maneuver away from her or to get her away from him?
That's a good question. It was unclear what was going on to me, but it did seem like he was he was trying to close off the passenger side of the vehicle and close things up. It almost seemed like he put that backpack or something on the back of the vehicle, I'm not sure. And then he was stepping in and she was out trying to get in. So maybe, I don't, the whole thing was off. And so, no, I didn't see anything that was like him taking after her or hitting her or vice versa. It was kind of light and they were almost kind of laughing. And I wasn't sure if they were just joking around, to be honest, but then it got more strange as the vehicle about to drive off.
But you did see her slapping him, though, it sounds like.
Yes, it was like, my memory is he was in the driver's seat, and she had the driver's door open, and she's like kind of hitting him either in the arm or maybe on the face, maybe with an open hand, like, hey, let me in, don't be a jerk, something like that.
Okay. Well, your story is really, really helpful because you're an independent witness, and we've just interviewed both of them. And what you're saying is making everything make a lot of sense. So I really appreciate that I ran into you and that I was able to get your number and talk to you. So thank you very much. If we need to ask for a written statement, obviously it's voluntary. It's helpful, but at this point, I don't know if we need to go that far unless you're around and super willing at this moment. I can meet you and get a statement.
Yeah, no, I live here, totally willing to do that.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I can go write it down now before memory fades. Because, like I said, I was kind of just casually observing, but something hit you off, and just wanted to make sure that no one was in a bad situation. So,
where can we find you to give you a form real quick?
They were shot.
In about 10-15 minutes.
okay, cool. All right.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, Robin. So I just got phone with one of the two witnesses, and I recorded it. Do you want me to tell you what he said? Real quick. Do you mind hanging with him for a minute? So, you get away from both of them. So, he said that he never saw the male strike the female. He saw the male trying to lock her out of the vehicle. She even told us that he was trying to lock her out, telling her to go take a walk. And then she was trying to get in. She eventually couldn't get in and actually clawed her way in through the driver's door. He said, I don't understand why she's doing that. Well, I think it's because the only door that wasn't locked that she could get through. She's trying to get it over him. He's trying to disengage from her. I guess he hung her backpack on the back probably so she could have her shit so that he didn't have to engage with her. Everything she's saying is the same thing. I haven't heard what he said, but if that's what he said, it's also what the witness is saying. The witness says, I never saw him hit her. I saw him shove her, but I couldn't tell if it was an aggression against her or a defensive against her as far as her, being the aggressor. So at this point, unless the guy's screaming that he's going to jail and did something to this girl, it sounds to me that she is the primary aggressor.
Yeah.
Now, the problem with her being the primary aggressor is in the instance of domestic assault, be it a male or be it a female, we shall arrest. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean they have to go to jail. They can do a citation if it meets one of three criterion, which one of them is making sure that they're not going to further risk each other's safety. But the problem with that is they live in the same vehicle.
That's what I was going to say.
And
part of it.
There was actually an injury too to the victim, which is him.
Right. And I'm getting conflicted about why there's a curve up here.
What did he say why he hit the curb?
Well, I watched, this is what I saw. I saw him cross the double yellow. I was doing 42 miles an hour. I was, I don't know, probably 2 car lengths behind us, tapping my whales at him, trying to get his attention. They knew I was behind him. And then after he crossed the double yellow, merged over into the right lane, and then out of nowhere, just coming with me.
So did he say why?
He said that she cracked the wheel and turned it real hard. She said that she was hitting him in the arm. So
sounds legit. I mean, I'm sure if I'm driving and my arm's on the wheel and I'm getting hit in the arm, I'm probably pulling out the wheel.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was a little of both. I'm usually the truth is somewhere between. He's probably trying not to say that he hit her because he probably doesn't want her charged with assault, domestic assault. He probably would rather say she pulled the wheel than hit him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, fortunately for her, we cannot, just because he's bigger and stronger, even if he's not one of the best charges, we can't treat this differently than if it was a male and female violence.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to charge her. And we can do a citation if there's some arrangement that can be made to separate them, and then we have to let them know that there's no contact order in effect. And then we have to let him know the only way to drop this is going to the police department during business hours and fill out a waiver, which, by the way, what's
It's too late.
Thursday? So it won't be till tomorrow. And they're only there till noon, I think.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure he's going to want to drop it.
Well, the other part of it is they said give them 4 or 5 months.
Well, this is really bad news, so let's talk to him first. His name's Brian.
It wasn't 4 or 5 months, was it? It was like 2.
Brian, unfortunately, in the state of Utah, we don't have discretion on some things. Like, for example, if I pull you over for speeding and I want to give you a warning, I can do that because it's under a Class A. It's a Class B or under. If I want to give you warnings for all kinds of stuff, I can. But there's a few things I can't. Like, when I say I, police, I'm not charged with. One of the things that the state legislature doesn't give us discretion on is charges when it comes to a domestic assault. And it sounds like you guys are living together, so you meet the statute for domestic partners. And you do have injury, and both an independent witness, probably the next one we're going to talk to as well, which we haven't talked to yet, but the one we did talk to, and your own companion have made it clear that she was the primary aggressor and that she was striking you and that you received injuries. You haven't admitted to striking her. She has not admitted to you striking her. The witness did not see you strike her. So at this point, you're the victim of a domestic assault. That even if you didn't want to pursue this, we don't have a choice. The best thing we could do to not, the law says we have to charge her. It doesn't say we have to put her in jail. Okay, but it also says we have to separate, do a no contact order, and that we have to put her in jail if we cannot separate. And there's a little problem here. You guys live out of Florida, living in the van together. How are we supposed to separate you guys? Now, I don't want to take this small 20, what is she?
Yes, a 22-year-old
female in jail. You can definitely defend yourself against, but at the same time, we can't say because you're a male and she's a female, we can't treat this different than if you were the male hitting her. And we got to treat it the same. So she's kind of in a tough spot. So unless you have an idea about how she can not go to jail and be separated, do you have friends in town? Somewhere she can stay? Tomorrow, if you want to, it's up to you. You can go to jail. You can't because we don't have a charge for you. Now tomorrow, if you wanted to be with her again tomorrow,
keep the radio.
If you want to be with her again tomorrow, because it's after 5, so our office is closed, so you can go to the police department and fill out a waiver to drop the no contact order so you guys can still be together. But she's going to have a court date online in a week or two. She's going to have to show up for her court date online and answer. The prosecutor might drop it. She might say, for example, if you're not willing to pursue it, if that's your decision.
Yeah, I was going to say, it definitely is. I'm not going to pursue anything. My parents say I love her. It's just a little squabble. I'm sorry that I didn't get so public.
So
I just want to get like the checklist of things I got to do to get rid of this.
You want her back. Well, she'll get a paper with a court date.
I'm gonna get rid of it.
Well, the court date has to be attended in order for them to decide whether they need to continue or drop it. The first is just an initial appearance to say, are you who we think you are? Yes. Do you understand the charge that's been brought against you? Yes or no? Yes or no? The answer. Do you have an attorney? Yes or no? Do you need one? And then from there, she can ask to speak with the prosecutor. The prosecutor might be contacting you and say, hey man, like, I know she's 110 pounds soaking wet. You're a big, strong guy. We understand you're not even wanting to pursue this, but the cops have to follow the statute. How, like, we're in the interest of you, of justice for you as a victim, what do you think? And they can decide to still prosecute it, or they can decide to drop it, or they can decide to give her a plea and make it kind of go away and she behaves from now on. But that still does not eliminate the first court appearance that she has to attend, which thankfully for you guys is going to be online. So you don't have to. So if you're out of town, so here's the thing: if you're out of town and she doesn't come into her court appearance online, they can suspend her driver's license, they can issue a warrant for her. So she needs to play ball. And,
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah. And we're a team. Me and her are a team. I'm sorry about all this again. But so she's got her online court date just to acknowledge that she's her. And then she's got the one for the.
Well, there's automatically right now, there's something called a no contact order in place.
Yeah,
From this point forward until tomorrow, if you wish to drop it, you have to go to the 217 East Center Street, Montague Police Department, and you have to ask them to give it to you. You want to fill out a waiver that you're requesting a waiving of the contact order, the no contact order. The no contact order means she cannot come in contact with you, she cannot talk to you, she cannot text you, she cannot go onto any premises that you're occupying, she cannot go to your vehicle. And until you drop that, or until a court date, if you don't drop it, it stays in effect until midnight on the day of court. And then that gives you time to get a protective order, a long-term one, if you feel like you need one. But it sounds like you don't even want this one. So tomorrow, they open at 8, you can go to the police department, you can fill out the waiver, they can remove it, then you can say, hey babe, where you at? Let me pick you up. And you can pick her up. Now, we're hoping not to put her in jail, but if she doesn't have somewhere to go tonight, to be separate from you, then where are we supposed to
I can't talk to her now because the separation.
There's a contact order there.
So tell me this: do you guys have enough money for like a hotel room or anything like that? What we can do is we cite her for this, and then I give her a ride up to you guys.
So you can pick her up there tomorrow if you want to know what.
On your way to go pick her up, you stop over there at the PD, you sign the paperwork that they're requesting, and then you can go pick her up right literally in minutes.
Unless you know someone else in town that's a friend that she can stay with.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately not. I don't, and I guess that.
Man, I sure hate to. I don't want her to go to jail.
Well, if she goes to jail, it's like if that goes down somewhere instead of her going to a hotel, right? If you get a citation, it'd be.
It kind of depends. So if she goes to jail, they're gonna book her. They'll take her fingerprints. It's gonna go in her criminal history, and then if they don't convict her, then it will just show that it was dismissed. It'll show up in her criminal history, but the charge was dismissed. If she is found guilty, it'll show up as she was guilty of domestic assault. But the charge itself will show up on her criminal history until she gets it expunged. Now, even if we give her a ticket, we're still going to take a fingerprint, and it's still going to show up. Either way, it's still going to show up. There's no way around a Class A. Or is this Class B?
This is Class B.
But they do require a fingerprint on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
the other part is if you contact her, she contacts you, she can be charged with a Class A.
Well,
it's a little bit different, but it doesn't hold the same.
If you were to contact her and she responds to you, then she could get a new charge for violating the no contact order. No contact order doesn't restrict you, it restricts her. So if you go talk to her and we find out you're not in trouble, she'll be in trouble. So it's in your interest to. Does that all make sense?
No, I'm getting it.
It's a lot. Really quick.
I'm getting it. I'm just trying to figure out a way.
You don't know anyone in town? You guys been here how long?
No.
Well, that's pretty ironic, isn't it? She did admit he hit her for a second there, and they just kind of, I don't know. I think the other witnesses who really saw it, and it's a shame they didn't talk to them instead of that person. It's really hard to watch him standing there laughing with the police. He's just thrilled, isn't he? Look at him. Oh, it's terrible. Anyway, I hope y'all have a wonderful night. I thought I'd just pop on and watch this with you. I will be back again soon. Thanks for watching. Good night.